got going today? Here we're it's the Mark and Al. Mark called it the podcast, but it's actually more of a vlog,
right?
A
Because
video.
it's a video cast.
Videocast, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're gonna throw this on YouTube somewhere.
Yeah.
We happen to have had a number of vacations over the past few years together. And we're kind of working up to maybe wintering in Mexico. And I say together, I want to qualify because that sounds and looks really. I've said no. I'm down here with my wife Carrie. I don't know about Mark, but I'm heterosexual. And that's not, it's not a bad thing to be homosexual. I won't criticize you for that.
It's not. But I'm not.
I know, but he's not either. We're just friends, and we like to joke and have fun and talk about all kinds of good stuff. So today we actually got in the car. We went to Walmart. I was looking for a monitor so I could edit some of these videos. And in Mexico, again, we're down in La Paz right now. You can't buy a monitor apparently. It's not something that's even available. So we stopped and got some groceries, and I even did some checking on some scuba tanks that I wanted to rent for diving here offshore. There's a little buoy and a couple octopus out there. I want to go out and kind of poke around.
Mm-hmm.
Not in a bad way, just kind of see them a little bit better than on a breath hold dive, because I can't hold my breath very long apparently anymore.
Used to.
Yeah, back in the day I could hold it for a little while, but nothing amazing. So anyway, we got back here. We're going to watch the NFL playoffs. Today is the 22nd? 21st?
One of the two.
Yeah, I think it's the 20.
It'd be the 22nd.
22nd, yeah.
Yes.
Of January 2022. And so far we've been here a little over a week and a half. About a week and a half, I guess.
Yeah.
Got in Wednesday the 9th, I think, or 6th, 9th, 12th.
12th.
The 12th, thanks. And we're here at Playa La Paz, I think it's called. And it's right on the ocean, right on the pool. Our deck overlooks the pool. We got this gorgeous set of digs here. Pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, this condo's beautiful. Except there is some drawbacks to this particular condo, although we're getting them addressed. One of them is the dishwasher doesn't work. And there's a dog that barks all night long and keeps Mark up. I don't seem to have a problem because I sleep through about anything, but
pass out, but
he does.
Whatever.
What else? I'm doing all the talking. What else you got to add? Kind of what I do, I guess.
That is what you do. It's lovely down here. It's lovely, warm, and my girlfriend's coming down here in a week or so.
Lisa is going to be here.
So
we're excited for that.
I've been kind of the third wheel, but I have been for the past few years, so it's really not that big of a deal to me.
It seems like a weird arrangement, but it works pretty good because Carrie enjoys hanging out with Mark. Mark's pretty easy to hang out with, and
yes.
So yeah, we have a lot of fun as a threesome, but there isn't any of that happening either. Don't once again get the wrong idea. So yeah, he's going to have the girlfriend coming down.
Yep.
That'll be Friday, right?
Yep.
And that may possibly be the same day we get our dishwasher fixed. So we're working with the concierge on that.
Yes.
What else? What's your prime goal of coming down? What do you like to do in Mexico?
Sun.
Yeah.
Warmth.
Mm-hmm.
Get a tan, which you're not super big on, but I
like the sun.
I don't like to look pasty, but mainly I don't like to be cold anymore. And you can relate to that because you've been losing weight, and so you get a little colder as you lose more of that bear skin you have on there.
Yeah, I've lost some weight in the past couple months, and so it certainly isn't as easy to. I was like sweating down here last year. It was, but this year it's a little more comfortable because it's running mid 70s, low 80s during the day. You know, there's many days where it's slight overcast, but most days it's been really blue skies and pretty solid sunshine. So it's been good.
And don't think, yeah, the low 70s to 80 is, you know, when you're in the Pacific Northwest,
I think
80
it's
is
in the
like,
mid-70s.
yeah, is like great. You know, that's great temperature, and it's not too hot. But down here, the sun's shining and it's mid to high 70s. It is hot.
It's pretty warm, and it's dry here. We're in the Baja, as I said, La Paz. So that's just kind of northeast of Cabo San Lucas, and we had to drive about 2 hours from the airport to get to La Paz. And so we're on the Sea of Cortez, which is out there. And interestingly enough, there's some big oil tankers and stuff that come rolling up. Kind of fun to look at those and whatnot. But yeah, I didn't mean to interrupt you again. I like to talk a lot, I guess. But it is warm for sure. You get out there in the sun and it starts. You got to get in the pool.
Yeah. If it was above 80 or 90, it would be unbearable.
Oh.
You really wouldn't even want to be out there for any length of time.
Yeah. So you can talk about maybe driving, but and how far from town we are.
Well,
the driving's an
first
experience.
off, I don't like driving in Mexico unless no one's on the road. Al doesn't mind it, but I am it's kind of a stickler for and I know you are too, for the rules of the road, and generally we abide by them, being from the United States. But here, the rules of the road, it'd be nice to look at the Mexican traffic code, because I don't know if there is much of one.
Yeah, there's stop signs. Of course, they're in Spanish, so it's alto, I think. And not many people stop. They just keep kind of going through, and it's more of like a four-way stop, or maybe like a four-way yield kind of scenario here.
Yeah.
And the people that don't have a stop sign sometimes just pull right out, and Mark's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" But it's interesting. But to get down to Walmart from where we're at, we have to go all the way through downtown. Which is just an adventure every time we do it. But it's sort of fun because you get to kind of look and see the restaurants that are down there. And we went to, where did we go today? Tell me about it.
The restaurant?
Yeah, remember?
Yeah. Well, we wanted to get a coffee, bakery place, pastry place. Primarily I did, because Alan Carey are kind of watching what they eat right now. And but I convinced him, to go down there, and Carrie did want a cinnamon roll, which she did get. And so we checked out one or two places, and eventually decided on the Cinnamon roll. Cinnamon.
Yeah.
Nothing like the Cinnabon, but it was Cinnamon roll. They had very good
The coffee was excellent.
coffee, latte.
It's actually a cinnamon roll latte,
Yes.
which was good. And then, of course, the cinnamon rolls Carrie didn't like as much because they were a little dry, but they were still pretty good with the coffee. I thought I had a couple
Yes.
bites.
Yeah, very good.
And
I thought.
Yeah.
Where are we at? Sweetheart. You got a cinnamon roll. What kind of latte did you get?
A cinnamon roll latte.
Cinnamon roll latte. You got a little bit of both. And we're at, you got Cinny Rolls. Cinny, it's downtown here in La Paz. Pretty nice little place here. Nice cup. And we got this guy. How's yours?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Very
You got not one, but two.
well, we know we couldn't just do one.
Yeah. That one's pretty alright.
And now breakfast hasn't come yet.
Yeah, we're still waiting for mine. It may not come. We've learned the trick.
We'll feed
Then I had an omelet, which was a lot of food. I don't eat as much as I used to, so.
But he ate it all.
Oh, I did. I was hungry, but yeah, that was. Carrie, I think, gave it 1.5 thumbs. You kind of went the full.
I
two
went
thumbs.
too.
Yeah,
I went too, just based upon where we're at, because I don't. You got to judge it to what else is around, and as far as places that we've been to so far, even though we haven't been to too many bakery places, even though that the bakery coffee shop just right on the other end of us here, near the marina, that place, those pastries were really good.
We had got coffee from there and made it back here, right? You're talking about the
Yes.
place up here, the Dolce or whatever it was.
Yes.
Dulce or something. But anyway, it was amazing. They had some pretty cool like T-shirts in there and different things, plus the coffee cups and whatnot. But
Mhm.
yeah, that was all right.
Yep.
I was gonna have you say something about something. I can't think of what. I was gonna, a little bit impromptu.
You'll remember eventually.
What's it like here? Going into grocery stores. Is that different than the States?
Yeah.
How so?
It is a bit different. Not quite as strict as last year, because when we came down last year, you pretty well, and plus this is Cabo. It may be different in La Paz. I don't know, but there's like
Yeah, we were in Cabo last year.
a rubber
La
mat.
Paz issue.
Yes.
Yeah.
A rubber mat that contains some sort of antiseptic of some kind, some antibacterial liquid in it. And so you stepped on this mat that had this liquid in it, and then you had to pump
I don't
the
know who's licking their shoes, but
you know, then you pump the antibacterial hand wash on your hands. Then they take your temperature, and then you can go in. Of course, mask, of course.
which brings up a really funny story today at one of the stores that we went to, because we walk in and there's like a little nozzle pump thing, and Carrie puts her hand under it thinking maybe it was automated, and she's looking at it and she's like, God, I don't know how to get, and then the lady's like points it down at the floor, and there's like this little foot pump thing you got to pump it to get, so it's not inherently obvious what activates them. Sometimes you got to feel stupid every time you go do something, but anyway.
And you didn't know it, but I fake pumped.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Well, I didn't mind putting some on my hand.
I fake pumped.
You're
it.
kind of a,
I don't like to do that all the time.
oh, it dries your hands out probably.
Yes. Yeah, my hands are a little more sensitive
I'm sure they
than
are.
those meats.
So anyway, yeah. So continue. Yeah, get the
Yep.
grocery stores.
Yep. And so the temperature thing, now they've pretty much got them all on tripods or some sort of stand, but so you can just put your wrist or whatever you want to put up there to read your temperature. And then you can go in.
And then you're in. And they sanitize the handle of your cart for you. Mm-hmm. And then it's a whole new ballgame when you go into a grocery store, because there's things here we don't see at home, and there's things at home you can't freaking find for nothing. I mean, you look, and we were looking for lime juice, and we found it at one store, but at Walmart couldn't find it. I mean, just all over the place. Couldn't find it there. A little frustrating, but...
And margarita mix, which you would think would be pretty popular down here,
Mexico,
right?
yeah.
But I think
Both
they
stores
just
out.
drink straight tequila,
Yeah.
and Americans buy margarita mix.
So I think we cleaned them out of both stores the first week we were here. I mean, we didn't buy a lot, a couple bottles.
Yeah.
I'm probably lying a little bit, but
Well, you bought a lot.
and when we went back, it was gone. So it's like, okay, that was interesting. I was just the thing I was gonna ask you about was just how different. Of course, we're from North Idaho, so the COVID protocol in North Idaho is pretty relaxed. We don't wear masks, really never have much, unless we went to Costco or somewhere that required them. At this point now, everybody's kind of given up on that.
Yeah.
I think down here in Mexico, tell us about what they do here.
As far as
Well, mask wearing, and
everybody.
You explain the store
You mean-
entry thing.
Yeah, you mean as far as everyone wearing masks?
Where do they wear them? I mean, just
Yeah, and so you and Carrie do the walking in the morning, so you probably see more people walking. But I guess we do too when we drive into town.
Mhm.
But yes, wearing masks, whether you're in a store, in a building, walking down the street, or in a vehicle,
riding a bike.
riding a bike,
skateboarding, whatever you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a mask on. I think we were told last year in Cabo that it's the law that if you're in public, you got to have a mask on, and there was a fine. We've never been pulled over, or cited. We typically have our masks with us, but if we're walking down the sidewalk, we're the odd people out
Yeah.
because we
Yeah.
don't have one on a lot of times. So it's kind of strange a little bit. I don't know if the people here feel animosity towards us when we're not wearing them. I don't really see the point if you're outside, but I could be wrong. You would think though, and I'm not going to get into a bunch of details on the political part of COVID or anything else, but you'd think that if masks work so good, they wouldn't really have any cases of COVID because everybody's wearing them all the time. But I think have had a similar percentage of people getting COVID down here as we have had in North Idaho.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder a little bit about how effective they are, but I haven't seen the numbers, so I don't know what the statistics are. And I'm not going to criticize anybody. I respect everybody that wants to wear one for their own protection, and I'll wear one where they ask me to,
Yeah.
for the most part,
Yeah.
out of respect for the authority and the other people. But
Right.
I'm going to be practical about it too. So
Mm-hmm. Well, your breath is kind of bad sometimes too,
yeah,
so
you
it
get
covers that up.
halitosis and it's not very nice.
But there does seem to be locals also that just don't wear them. I mean, not very many, but there are
Occasionally, yeah.
who you would think would be locals. They just don't have a mask on, or they just have it pulled down. Do the half mask thing.
Yeah. I've noticed going by stores where there's people in there talking, and one will have a mask down, and they'll see you walk by, and they'll pull it up real fast. Like, what am
Yeah.
I going to do, bust you? I mean, I don't care what you do.
I know.
It's kind
I
of
know.
silly. So there seems to be a lot of people pretty sensitive to it. We're anxious for this whole thing to kind of blow over. And the reason we bring the COVID thing up is not to debate the COVID thing. We're not here to, to go into that necessarily. We just want people to understand if they come down to plot Cabo or La Paz that it's a little different here than
Yes.
we're used to in North Idaho, which may not be different if you're from another state that has a little bit more rigid mask wearing rules.
And if you are a mask wearer, you're going to be right at home.
Yeah, you'll be all right.
Right at home.
If you don't like wearing a mask, and if
You're
you're
not gonna be-
well, you're just going to have to kind of get used to it. And the thing is, when you fly, everybody probably knows this, but when you fly, you got to wear a mask. In the airport and in the airplane, you can't really take it off unless you're eating or drinking. So last year, I hadn't worn one hardly at all, and got kind of used to it. And so it doesn't bother me like it used to as much. I really don't care. The problem I have is I wear glasses, and you put a mask on, and it fogs up your glasses, and that's maybe it's the mask I'm wearing or how I'm wearing it, but that is a little irritating for me because I can't see as well walking down the street. So I tend to pull it down just to the edge of my nose so I can vent the air and not fog up my glasses.
Right.
Mark's got a little alarm over there.
No, it's Lisa's texting me. So
Oh, Lisa. Well, we probably better cut this demo short.
I got to take a shower too before the game.
You should probably.
And brush my teeth.
Yeah, that wouldn't be a bad idea, I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, so that's been our experience so
Yep.
far.
Yep.
We'll definitely probably throw some more up as we go along here. We do have a couple videos in restaurants and different places that we've been
Oh,
to.
yes, very true.
And I've taken some photographs of some of the food that they've served, which most of it is pretty good. I've had sushi at a few places, and again the cinnamon rolls and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
Some pizza, which is really good today. Or not today,
I'm
but
telling
first
you,
day.
that marlin fish taco, oh my gosh.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you have
Oh, that was so good.
pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Different things here than we get in the U.S. And the Mexican food is, anybody who's been in Mexico knows, it's just a totally different flavor than if you go to a Mexican restaurant in the U.S. And I think it's all about the ingredients that's available here. They just don't have those ingredients up in North Idaho, so you don't typically get the same flavors.
Right.
But there is some level of unknown here where you run into things that you're not sure about, and that's part of being in Mexico, so
Yeah.
it's okay. Anyway, so we're signing off. No more comments about things that you want to do.
Okay.
Yeah. And see you next time.